Santham Academy. Welcome to Digital Kaksha. To get updates on new videos, click the subscribe button and the bell icon.
Hello students, welcome back. Welcome to the next topic. Let us study India's relation with China, because it is very important to study, because India being the neighboring country of China and China emerging as a very powerful country in the world level. So what type of relations we have with China becomes very important for the matter of study. India and China were great powers earlier during the latter Vedic period. Even before the imperialism came to India and this region, the England, France, Portuguese, they set up their colonies in this region. Before that, India also was a very great power, and so was China also. Historically, many regions have accepted China's authority around China, that is Mongolia, Korea, Tibet, and some parts of Indochina like Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, all these areas. They accepted the supremacy, or we can say the domination or influence of China. In the same way, there were some regions which were under the influence of India also, like Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Cambodia, and some other small countries also. But the area of influence of China was different, the area of influence of India was also different. There was rarely any overlapping, there was rarely any interaction or conflict issue or overlapping of influences, because China had its own influence in its own regions, we have influence in another regions. So there was no matter of disputes as such in the ancient times. So there was also limited cultural and political interaction, because we didn't have any means, any reason for interaction. So there was no cultural interaction, no political interaction as such. Only we can see that during the latter Vedic period, some scholars have come from China like Fa Hin and Yun Shang to study the administrative system here in India under the rule of Ashoka and other kings. And that time Buddhism also was very famous in India, and that time from India Buddhism went to China also. Then after independence, for a brief while, there were relations tried to be developed under the leadership of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. There was a brief time period when some efforts were made to bring good relations between India and China, and the popular slogan Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai was made popular. But such a good relations did not last longer. Border disputes arose, and this created disputes between the two countries. Differences also arose over the takeover of Tibet by China in 1950. In 1950, Tibet province was taken over by China, and now China came into direct contact, border contact with India beyond the Himalayas. Now China is our neighbor, and that becomes a bigger threat for us. Also conflict arose in 1962 over the territories of Arunachal Pradesh and Aksai Chin region of Ladakh. China claims some of the areas of Arunachal Pradesh to be its own, and the Aksai Chin area, which is the POK, that is Pakistan occupied Kashmir, has been given to, some of the part of it has been given to China without the permission of India. This conflict of 1962, in which India had suffered military reversal, India has to take a back step in this war against China, and this affected the relations between the two countries. Now the relation between the two countries have been bitter and it lasted for long period of time. Even today we observe China with suspicion because of its expansionist tendencies and expansionist policies. From time to time it keeps on trying to expand its boundaries in the Pacific Ocean also, and in the adjoining it tries to expand its territory in India's territories also many a times. After 76, that is 1976, some relations began to improve slowly. Slowly some efforts were made, the leadership of China changed and the new leadership came up with some new policies, and with these new policies some improvements were tried to be made slowly. Okay. There were a series of talks between the delegates of these two countries, and in that sequence in 1981, to improve relations, such talks were extended. Now let us study how the relations have been altered or improved in the recent times. The bilateral trade between the two countries have increased from $338 million in the year 1992. The trade between the two countries have increased to $18 billion in 2006. So that is a great increase in the trade between the two countries. Then China has also been seen as contributing to the Pakistan's nuclear power, and that is a matter of concern for us. It is helping Pakistan in developing nuclear weapons. It is seen that way also. Also its military relations with Bangladesh and Myanmar is also raising doubts over the intentions of China. That means there are matters of suspicion between India and China over such actions of China. But still, the talks between the two countries to resolve the border issues have been continued without any interruption. Simultaneously, parallel, we have been making efforts to resolve the border disputes. And military to military cooperation has also increased in recent times. Also in recent years, the visits of national delegates from both the sides, the national heads from both the sides have been frequently taken place. Both the sides are frequently visiting each other, and that way both the countries are becoming familiar with each other. And with the opening of international trade and due to the WTO agreements, more and more trade between India and China is taking place, and that way the trade cooperation has increased. But still, politically, the threat of China remains because of its expansionist policies in the South Pacific region and other parts around India. So the relation between India and China, though they are improving, but still it is a matter of doubt over the intentions of China. So we have to be very careful in dealing with this country. That was the end of the chapter. Hope you have understood the chapter very well. In this chapter, we have studied various emerging powers at the world platform. We have studied the European Union, its increasing power, its military power, its economic power, and its relation with other countries including India. Then the weaknesses of European Union also we have studied. Then we have studied the ASEAN, that is Association of Southeast Asian Countries. This association is also a neighboring countries association for India, and that relation with India of this organization is also very important. We have studied the improving relation with India and ASEAN countries, and our bilateral trade agreements between ASEAN countries and India have taken place, and there is no matter of doubt between ASEAN and India over the intentions. Then the way ASEAN organizes itself and its policies and programs are also healthy ones towards democracy. Regional autonomy has been upheld. Then further we studied the development of China, the recent development of China, China becoming a very big economy at the world platform, and military wise also China becoming very powerful. Then we studied the weaknesses of China. Then towards the end of the chapter, today we have studied the relation of India and China, the developing and straining relations between India and China from time to time we have been studying. That was the end of the chapter. I hope you understood the chapter very well. I will be back with the next chapter, and together we will further have the teaching learning experience. Wish you all the best for your healthy online learning experiences. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more.